assembly required, but listeners' discretion is advised. Sit back, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe or follow. Now, let's not keep you waiting. It's time to welcome your hosts of TNT Podcast, Tara and Tina.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to TNT Podcast. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm your host, myself, Tara, and the beautiful Tina.
Hello.
And this is episode 11. You can follow us on Instagram at TNT Podcast Show or on Twitter at T_N_T Podcast. The best thing to do, though, is just subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's probably the best. And then we're also available on Spotify, iTunes, and all the places like that. So tonight, we are continuing our Women in Drag Racing series. And I'm super stoked to have these ladies back. We had them for Couples in Drag Racing when we had that episode, right, Tina? And then
Yes.
We had the Modern Street Hemi Shootout episode. We had Jen on for that. So we're going to have these ladies back on tonight. I was so fortunate to meet them, except for Darla, but that's going to be in the future with you guys in Virginia. So let's slowly introduce these lovely ladies. We've got Jen Fireball Wagner.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen. And Jessica Sipple.
Hey.
Hi, Jessica.
And Darla, Hemi Kid. Welcome, ladies. I'm so happy to have you guys back again.
Hi. We're happy to be back.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. Jen's on a black. Yeah, she'll be back.
She'll be back.
This is like the one show we had and they disappeared. There she is.
Yeah, she's on. Anyways. Oh,
Hey,
and then
there
my
she
dogs
is.
start barking. Really?
That's
like
okay.
what else?
That's what makes it organic.
I know, right?
It's life, right? Yeah, so welcome. Darla.
Yes.
Like you've been a part of this drag racing world for quite a while, haven't you?
Well, yeah.
History.
So when I grew up till I was like 6 years old, there were 3 426 Hemis in my driveway that were all drivable, which I thought was normal, which apparently is not. But my parents ended up selling them to buy their first house. And then when the Challengers came back out, my parents were immediately on it to order one. And they ordered a 6-speed. They had it for like a year. The second weekend they had it, like the first weekend my parents took it to Thompson, which is a little track by us. They raced it. The next weekend my mom had to work. She called me. She said, hey, do you want to go with Dad? And I had never done this yet at this point. Like I had just heard all the stories of the street racing, the drag racing. And I went with this 6-speed bone stock, brand new, running 15-second quarter miles with my dad in the passenger seat, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
And I did that as they built the car, and after a year they sold it, bought an automatic version. So I kind of kept doing that until I got pregnant, and then I was told I wasn't allowed to race it. And then I would go watch them, and while I was pregnant, I'd be at the staging line in the staging lanes and up by the burnout box. And as soon as a car would do a burnout, Eli would start kicking like crazy in my stomach. And I was like, okay, this kid likes this as much as I do.
Yeah. Feel the vibration of the,
yeah, he loved it. And so then after that, I finally got to race it again. It was like I want to say 12-second, almost 11-second car, and then 11s and 10s. And then I ended up buying it from Dad 3 years ago, and taking over ownership and everything of the car.
Awesome.
I mean, I grew up with the stories of them, and Mom was the one that street raced. It wasn't Dad, because he couldn't lose his license because of his job.
Right.
So he would make Mom do all the street racing.
Right.
And she would beat all the guys.
And so talking about your mom, like tell us a little bit about your mom. Like she was very much into this world and excuse me, but she also helped bring out women into the sport. Like I think Jen is one of them that she inspired to do that.
So she worked, so A&W Restaurants by us are actually drive-in restaurants, and you go out on a car hop and you wait on the cars. My mom worked there. My dad would come in and his, I forget what it was, like one of his 66 or 67, something. He would come in and my dad was like, wouldn't say anything. My mom was like me and just said what was on her mind. And she finally one day said, are you going to take me for a ride in your car or what? And they started dating, and he took her to the track one night. And after she watched him make a couple passes, she's like, can I do it? And he was like, okay, but I got to show you what to do. And so she started racing it, and she would start actually like coming in like the top 4 for the money on like a Friday night or whatever. Nice. And she would go to collect the money, and her name was Bobby. And they'd be like, oh, you need to send your husband up here. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm Bobby.
I'm Bobby. Awesome.
And they were like, oh, crap. And so she actually ended up finding the MSHS in the very beginnings when it was just like going out to ATCO, when it wasn't actually a whole series. And it was like, hey, we're going to ATCO in November. The cars are going to be fast. And they started doing that and going out to that stuff. And that's how they got really into it. And then she started finding the girls, and she got Ashley into it, as Ashley's commenting. She got Ashley into it big time. And my mom was always, without her ever making a big deal about it, she was always a cheerleader for me, but for all the ladies and whatever we did. My softball teams, skating, like all that stuff. My mom cheered for everybody. And so I just grew up thinking like, well, that's what you do. And then we have all these ladies that drag race now and are really good. And, you know, my mom just, she kept getting them more involved and all of that stuff. So
that's amazing. And that's, you know, the more that we can spread, you know, the word and get women interested and talking about it. And yeah, she was a great ambassador for that, right? I remember Jen mentioning, that's amazing. And so let's take a peek at what you've got now. So what have you got with this guy? This is a cute picture.
So that was actually when we were at ATCO a couple years ago. I can't remember his name now. The guy that writes for RT Life on YouTube came up to me, and he was like in the staging lanes, and he's like, so what do you have in this? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, what motor? And I was like, I have a 426. And he's like, so you have like nitrous? I was like, no. He's like, you have a turbo? I was like, no, I'm NA. And he's like, what? And then, like, he didn't believe. And the thing was, the car, I couldn't even get off the line that day. Like I was running like 1060s or whatever, and couldn't get off the line. And he was just so intrigued by the car. And luckily Eric and Wendy were there that day. So Eric was just messing with like a tune every pass, trying like pulling timing out to get me off the line. He finally got video of me running like a 1030. And he just could not believe that there was nothing in my car other than sheer motor.
Yeah.
And then I turned around the next day and went to Cecil and ran a 1025, which is the PV of the car.
That's
I haven't
touched awesome.
It, but oh yeah.
I'm wondering if I have a clip of that.
But yeah, that's my actually I don't think there's a clip of the 1025 because they were doing, it was a practice day. I wasn't even gonna take the car off the trailer.
Right.
Jeff was there for King of the Hill. I wasn't even taking the car off the trailer, and Jeff's like, it was like whatever the price difference was between being his pit crew and running. I was like, all right, I'm going. And it was like the first pass. There was no times. They weren't posting any times. And at Cecil, when you're coming back the return road, you're literally running parallel to the track the whole way back on the opposite side of the pits. And I was like this in the car the whole way back, like tears and like all this
You
stuff.
could feel it, you knew, yeah.
And Jeff was like, he looked at Al Generali and he's like, I think she did it. And Al's like, what? And he's like, look at her. And it was like, as soon as I finally got back to the pits and I just jumped on Jeff with this 1025 and I was like, oh my God. So
it's really an amazing feeling. When I hit 10.6, like I cried. Like I was just,
oh yeah.
And I felt it, and it's just like in the soul. Like I can't, well, you guys understand, but you know, for the people that don't, it's just something you have to experience, and it's a big deal. You know,
I mean, I got excited about, you know, I was pumped up running a 15-second in the stock car, and then like I got like a 13, and then I got an 11, and then I got a 10. It was like, you know, these steps, and it's like, it doesn't matter what you run, like. Jen, I guarantee you're just as excited right now running 1150s in your Durango as you were in Tokyo. Like it doesn't, it's just one of those things where you just feel so good about what you're doing and you know that everyone is cheering for you. Like it used to be the three of us in the same class all the time. Me, Jen, Jess, like in the same class. Jess took the #1 qualifier at Maryland last year from me. And you know what I did? I stopped her as she was coming back to her pits to tell her congrats.
Yeah.
Like,
of course.
like,
this is what I love about this whole car drag racing community is it's not just the women getting along great with the men, but the women get along so well with the women. And you guys love each other. You cheer each other on. You support each other on the track, off the track. The friendships and the fun that you guys do is what makes it, you know, just amazing. And I mean, the women get along, you guys, and you razz each other. Like it's fun, you know?
Yeah, I
and
remember
you can walk away and not be
2 years ago at Maryland, Jen was #1 qualifier all day. And then I took that morning or something like that. And Jen, you might've been sleeping on the tailgate of the trailer.
Maybe.
Kristen,
Joe Tim might have a picture of it.
Yeah, there may be a picture that Joe has.
I may have a picture of it.
The best part was I get back to the pits and her sister's like yelling at me. She's like, Jen says you're a bitch. And I was like, for what? And she's like, we're taking #1 qualifier. And so I just went over and I laid down next to Jen on the trailer and I was like, I still love you. She's like, I still love you. But it was like the idea that we could be like, oh, I'm sorry, 1050 class? 2 girls, 1 and 2.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey,
I know.
Darla, funny story about the MIR thing. So my car had never been 1050 right on the nose. That's all I could think. I was like, my car finally went 1050. I was freaking out. Darla's like, you're #1 qualifier. I'm like, wait, what?
That's so
yeah,
awesome.
I was backing in to my spot and I heard on the PA, I heard them say like your new, because I had ran a 1050
with a
1050 with a 0 or with a 1?
1.
And that was my first pass on the day before. There was like 5 or 6 passes that day for qualifying.
Yep.
Nobody beat it. The one pass the next morning, she ran her 1050 with a 0. And as I'm back in, they say your new #1 qualifier. And I'm like listening and they say Jessica. And I was like, yes. Yeah. And like literally parked my car and jumped out to like stop her to tell her congrats.
Yes. Yep. Because it's just, I just love it.
Dude,
you know,
I'm happy to see everybody's faces, especially Darla, because I've been missing the hell out of her.
I know.
Love you, Darla.
Love you guys.
I can't wait to meet you, Darla. Honestly, like,
dude,
so
she's awesome.
Sweet. Yes. Yes.
Oh, wait, you think I'm sweet? This is great.
Let's show her.
I'll find out in August. Oh, that's too
don't
funny.
let him hear that. Yeah.
No.
Right.
So, Darla, I've got a couple of clips here, and maybe you can explain where they are. Let me just.
Okay.
that Jeff?
That was Jeff. He was recording that. Yeah. So that was bracket at Maryland last year. Mind you, when I showed up to the track that morning, I told Jeff as soon as we got through the gates to drop me at the bathroom because I needed to throw up from my hangover. I was sitting on the ground in the tech lanes because I was that sick. And then I ended up actually going to the finals of bracket against Ron. And I ended up, I beat like Greg Green, I beat Guy Dalton, and it was like, these are the people you like dream of actually beating.
Now,
And
I want to
like,
ask about Guy. Is he the on the line? He's the guy everybody is nervous of.
Yes.
Because of his reaction time is just like
Not at all. I don't get nervous about him.
And he
at
runs
all.
his number every time.
Yeah, it's the fact that he runs his number. And so I finally have started figuring out.
That's right. Ashley.
Like I've started figuring out like how to get the light better. Because I figured out how to run the car, get it to its number. But it doesn't matter if you can run a 1050 with a 0 all day long. If you're sitting there sleeping and eating a sandwich at the light, it doesn't matter. You're going to get beat every time. So, I mean, I just like, I don't, it's a blur because I was kind of hungover and all day. But to get to that point was just incredible. And if you had, I don't know if you have the video of when I ran Ron. Jeff was recording it and it was the finals and Ron ended up beating me. And you just hear Jeff at the end go, fuck.
I may have that.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Let me
He goes too quick, 194. He goes down 3 out of 10 flat, moves on to round 3 of.
Right here.
3-headed shootout, Jam 3. Next pair, Scott Keith got a green photo, throw away to 19. Oh, that's not. Nicole Rattler. You guys keep throwing these goals. The 2014 Pursuit Silver Hot Car.
So that was Monster Mopar at Norwalk last year. That was Ashley that videoed that one. So Monster Mopar like at Norwalk is huge. And that last year was the first year I have ever made a pass at Norwalk. And theirs is weird because there's like every quarter of a second is a dial-in time.
Oh, okay.
And so like my car, obviously being NA, is horrible in the heat and humidity. Mm-hmm. So there was like a 1075. So that's what I was dialing. And the car was quite happy at that. And so, yeah, that was, Ashley got that for me. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So this year, your plans, or maybe you don't want to reveal any plans.
Oh, no, that's fine. No, so, well, let's see. So I have a fuel cell to put in. Get the little 6-gallon fuel cell in there instead of the full tank. And get the full cage in there. Because, I mean, as of right now, there may not be, like, no airbags in my car, like, half the bumper that should be in it, safety-wise. So, or as Jeff just mentioned, no bumper. So get all the safety in there that I can. So I just decided to tap out and take the season off, get my cage, get that in the winter, and then come back next season ready to go. But we're going to do, so Monster Mopar is not happening this year, but they're doing a Mopar Madness at Dragway 42 in Ohio. So we are going to do that just because why not? It's close.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You're in Ohio, and Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna sleep in the trailer. It's like practice day on Saturday, sleep in the trailer Saturday night, hop, race on Sunday. So
Yeah. I love this shot of your car, actually, by the way. Just want to mention it.
I know I swear that was the highest it has ever pulled the wheels. And that was from Jane Reynolds. She had the whole video. She texted me the video, and then she texted me just a screenshot of that.
That's
So
awesome.
That's
Such a
awesome.
great picture.
To be like, hey, by the way. So
yeah. And something really cool that you and Jeff had come out not too long ago, but was a nice little article.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not the greatest picture, but
no, it's fine.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was it was surprising because I joked when Jeff Stunkard was there at VMP and he's taking pictures of all these cars, and I'm like, everybody wants to take pictures of your cars. They don't care about my boring little NA car. And then he's like, come here. And he showed me like it was the article from ATCO from the year before or whatever. And I was in there. And then he pulled Jeff aside and he's like, I need to do a story on YouTube. Like your backstory, everything, your cars. And so like literally he did it then. It was like a year and a half that we've been waiting for him to get enough room in the magazine to do the article. And we've just been like patiently waiting and like not talking about it and not telling anybody. And so, yeah.
That was super. Yeah, because it's about 4 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I mean, I've got the friendships I often mention too, right? And there's a good one.
Oh, always shots of
Shout
fireball.
out to Sarah if she's watching.
Yeah, where's Sarah? Is Sarah watching?
And this is a famous one.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you ever wonder if they have a good time, they certainly do.
I mean,
And the pyramid that no one wanted to do at Rockingham.
Didn't David Davies point out that like when he renamed all of us?
Yes, he renamed us. Yes.
Yeah, like Jess has
You're
never lived. I'm the
pyramid queen, and I'm the instigator.
And you're the instigator. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you guys still talk about that today.
Yeah, that was an epic pyramid there.
I survived. There was a lot of alcohol involved beforehand, so I didn't react like I should have. I mean, I do.
It's still Pat's fault.
It made you a little more limber on the fall.
Me and the Yeti, me and Patrick's Yeti, there may be a little scar, but I'm okay with it.
Good stuff.
So, Jen, how long have you been racing?
Yes, let's hear Fireball Lady.
Well, Fireball's been racing since 2015. And of course, it wouldn't be me on this podcast if I'm not having technical difficulties. Every time you show a video, my computer just, freezes up.
Wow.
That's wonderful. But anyways, so since 2015, I started with my 2015 Dodge Charger RT, a little 5.7.
Oh, I know.
And my first pass down the track was at VMP, and I was hooked ever since then. I had flip-flops on, and they got stuck, and I couldn't stop. So,
don't remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Good times. Yeah.
And you couldn't, oh my gosh. And that's a beautiful track too, by the way. I was lucky enough to see it. Yeah, it was beautiful there. Wow.
Yeah, so
that's
where it all started.
I actually, I think I have a picture too of the Charger, the one you had before.
The white one or the Octane Red?
The Octane Red. It was such a beautiful color, wasn't it?
Yes, with the stripes.
So, Jen, do you still sometimes smell mustard? Do you remember the mustard? I think of the mustard thing all the time. That was the weekend, wasn't it?
What's the mustard story?
I haven't had the mustard. I don't remember the mustard. I might have been.
We went shopping for all of the food for one of the parties.
It fell out on the back of your Durango.
Yes. And somehow the Jeep, I had the Jeep then, did not get
the
shut.
Jeep, that's what it was.
So all of our food went out the back. In the middle of the road.
Yeah, we were at a stoplight at BMP, right next to the hotel, and she took off and everything went flying out the back.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And we smelled
my God.
mustard for days.
Forever. Yeah.
It just
Oh,
wouldn't
no.
go away.
It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after the RT, I mean,
Well,
I had,
after the RT, we went to Challenger Fest in Kentucky, and Ron Papadaka Polidoro was there, and he was letting everybody drive his Hellcat, and I took it down the track, and I did a 1036, and I'm normally 1150 car, and that was on a Saturday. We drove home from Kentucky on Sunday. On Monday, I bought my Hellcat.
no
So
kidding.
Wait, can you say what it was, like what you posted? Like about
it's what I said when I came right, like literally at the end of the track. I was like, I'm buying a fucking Hellcat. And I just like was saying it over and over and over again. And I bought me a fucking Hellcat. Ask Eric, because Eric was there, and he's like, she bought a fucking Hellcat.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I know. Like, there's nothing like it, really. And I started with the RT as well, and then I mean, the Hellcat was always my dream, but yeah, you just want that little, well, a lot more actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it's still Ron's car is still my favorite pass down the track. It's nothing like it.
It's the first.
It's the first. It's like,
yeah. So you're gonna hold that close.
Still even my 990 in the Hellcat Charger, still nothing like it.
Right.
Jen, you've done a 990.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So this is really cute. This is a cute shot of you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Getting ready. And so now you've got the Durango. Hellcat Durango, and you are loving it. And
I absolutely love it. It's the best one I've ever owned.
Yeah, I mean, Tina loves her Durangos too, right? They are pretty amazing. I've got a couple of clips here because I had the pleasure of meeting you in Virginia back in April.
Oh.
And then I got to watch you all day, just bat one kick ass all day.
Kicked ass that weekend,
and then just seeing Andy's arms go up in the air, like, yeah, I think I've got that video. I think here somewhere. Let's check.
Left.
Sorry,
you played a video and kicked her off again. Yeah.
Oh shoot!
Yes.
She was saying she was having a problem.
Yep. Yeah. You have to.
There you go. You're back again.
Yes. Any video, it just freezes and it sits there. So yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's
so I'm sure it was a great video.
That's the one where
it was a great video.
Yeah, that was awesome. And Andy's, your husband is such a big part of it too, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You guys have so much fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is the Octane here. I've got a clip of.
To operate anything with wheels. All right, so all pit vehicles, golf carts, scooters, bicycles, rollerblades, dirt bikes, whatever. You must be at least 17 years of age.
Where'd she go?
I'm here.
There she is. Hi, Jen.
Every video. I'm sorry.
What about pictures? Are pictures okay? Because
pictures are fine. Yes.
Okay.
Videos. It's too much for my brand new iPad, I guess.
Yeah. This picture, was this in Virginia? This one here. This is a great.
That was at Rockingham.
Okay, Rockingham. Race. Jessica, there you are.
Yeah. I'm in the middle.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that was, dude. So we all decided, we're like, okay, so what are we going to do? They took the tree down. What are we going to do? So we went out there and we're like, we'll take a group picture. I mean, after
we had
some,
fun out there.
boob holding and,
Yeah, Gary was our photographer. He did a good job. And so
He
was
got
his daughter, Emma. Yeah.
The only person missing was Darla.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, Darla.
Trust me, it is killing me watching all these live feeds of the races. Or like texting, like I'm always texting with like Sarah Reams about it. Like,
yes,
like, oh my God, and it's like, it's killing me to watch you guys, but at the same time, like I'm like texting you guys, like, go kick some ass. And it's like, I don't even know if you guys are getting my text like as you're doing it.
You're still a part of it, right?
Yeah.
And I mean you're there in spirit in a way.
Oh yeah.
And that's just, how we are in this community. And this is a good shot. I guess Gary must have taken this one of you girls. And there's Kate at the end. Yeah. Right on the track. That's really cool.
Yeah, we had fun that night, didn't we, Jessica?
Yes, we did.
That's
I didn't get to see that.
I ran as soon as we were shut down. I was like, I'm gonna go because they were starting to take it. I was like, hold on.
Oh, so they take it in, they take it away for at the end of the day. Is that what they do? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Gotcha.
So, but they didn't in Orlando though. That's how Kate and Mel and I got those night pics.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully they don't in Kansas. We'll have to talk to somebody.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You would think we have enough pull at Rockingham, Dan, but I guess not.
Did you hear that, Dan?
Maybe that's why he took it away.
Could have been. He's probably. Like, they're not messing up my shit.
He's like, assholes are not touching it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a pyramid on top of my tree, like not happening.
Yep.
We might
That's
have done
funny.
That.
I mean, you're going to be coming to Detroit. So hopefully I'll get to see you again there as well for another event.
Heck yeah.
All the other ones are super far for me, but I follow you guys online when you guys are there, and it's great to watch you guys. Like Darla said, if you can't be there, it's kind of like the second best thing, right?
Absolutely.
I will give a fair warning. I do not have my phones even in the car with me because I get in my whole zone. I'm all geared up and I'm sweating to death, but not really because I don't think about it that way.
Right.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't want any distractions. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, Jessica, how long have you been doing this wonderful sport?
Well, thanks to my wonderful husband, John Sipple. This is my third year racing ever.
Awesome.
Like, yeah, I didn't know anything about it. He's taught me everything. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you guys had a wedding this past year.
We did in March. Yes.
Yay.
Yep. And Jen was there.
We FaceTimed.
Yep.
Yes, we did. Dude. So like I vaguely remember, and then I remember Jen taking the phone.
And
well, that's because we had to see Dan's suit.
Yes.
Oh my God, Dan thought he was the pimp in that thing.
Yes, yes, he did.
So, have you had the same car then for the last 3 years?
I have, yeah. Yep, I started out doing 1150, and then he's like, "Okay, well, let's put some nitrous on it," and I was like, "All right, I'm down." And now I run 1050, but for bracket, obviously, I run it NA, so I don't tax the motor. But it's an old build, a really, really old build.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I would say, so at Rockingham, actually, I came back to the pits and the car was steaming, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" And he's like, "Oh, you finally lifted a head from the nitrous," and I was like, "All right, whatever, we're done." Blah blah blah. He pulls the thermostat out, pulls the guts out. The car's fine. It's an 8-year-old thermostat in there, so yeah.
Wow.
Oh, is that what it ended up being?
Mm-hmm. He just pulled the guts out, and away I went. That's actually how I made first round of bracket, and I ended up going against Ron third round, and it was actually pretty awesome. I was like, okay, Ron is really, really good racer, and I was like, if I don't do this, if I don't cut a decent tree, this is going to be just an epic fail. So I ended up cutting an 091 light. He cut an 089. I was like,
of course,
yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
but I mean, it was that close though. That was so cool. Like literally, when I crossed the finish line, we were like together. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's when it's just incredible, isn't it? Right.
Are you guys on still on foot brake, or do you have trans brakes?
Oh no, foot brake. I think
Brake.
Ron has a trans brake,
Okay.
but I'm just foot brake. I actually have a 2-step, but I never use it.
Okay.
Well, you can't use the trans brake in bracket.
Oh, okay.
In bracket, but you can use it in index or whatever.
Index, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know everything about Ron's car, but I foot brake. I prefer because I can feel better with the pedal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I learned with a foot brake, so I'm good with it.
Right.
I don't have stuff. I'm like, I got this. I know what to do, and
right.
Yep.
So.
I'm the same with you, Darla. So.
This is now you've changed the car, but
yes, I have changed the car.
I've got that picture too, but there's John up there.
Yes.
Helping you out, and this is a good shot too. Before the makeover.
Oh, that was an NMCA race, yeah.
But now Tigger has had a bit of a makeover.
Yes, he has.
There he is.
Wow, that's a good
awesome.
shot.
I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that is a good shot. And then we've got. So what other build have you got, Jessica, on the car?
What other?
Like, what have you got going on?
So it's
just
it's just a 432 stroker. It's got obviously like the hoggiest cam you've ever heard, and
get rid of this picture for some reason. Sorry, go ahead. I can't get rid of this picture.
Tigger wants to be seen.
Tigger wants some attention.
I know. I'm like, I can't get rid of it.
But we got nitrous on it. It's just a 100 shot. The car can't, like, if we do any more than 100 shot, like we tried 150, and I went 1029 at Cecil last year. I think you were there, weren't you, Darla? Yep. I went 1029. He's like, okay, let's turn it up. We'll put 150 shot on it. The car went slower. I went 1040, and then he put it back to where it was at, and I went 1025. So
what is that? What is the best time?
1025.
1025.
I'm with Darla. Yeah. Except she's NA though.
That's cool though, like that's awesome. So you ended up placing
in
one of the events, right?
Yep. I came in third there. And then I came in third in bracket at VMP so far for the year. I want to win bracket again like I did in Houston last year.
Yeah, you ladies are so good at the bracket.
Kate's good at bracket.
Yeah.
He's amazing at bracket.
I have some second place. I have a second place bracket. I have yet in anything to have the first place. And the
You'll
wall
get there.
It's a little depressing if like you see Jeff's side of the wall with all his plaques. I have like 4 on my side.
Just slowly remove them, Darla. Just slowly remove his.
You will get there.
No, they cover up the wallpaper.
Oh, okay. So there's a point to it.
I have a question.
There's a reason they're there.
Is there any other lady in the MSHS that sprays nitrous?
I used to, not anymore.
Oh, you used
to?
Yeah, in my RT, I sprayed nitrous.
Right. Nice.
Did you?
Yeah, you might be the only one.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Really?
I love it. And next year when we put the new motor in, obviously, 100 shots going to be like a 200 shot. So,
yeah, the nitrous does something to you. It makes you feel a little special.
Listen, I've been trying to talk John into putting a mother bottle in my car, and I don't have to worry about running out.
Oh my God. Might be a little bit.
It adds 250 pounds, and I'm at 39.80 right now without me in the car. So I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I don't have any experience with nitrous at all. I actually had a neighbor that moved that had a couple of bottles, and he gave me one. He said, here, I've got some nitrous in this bottle. I'm like, I don't know what to do that. So I ended up giving it to the guys in our drag group that could make use of it because I really didn't have it. And I was kind of nervous of it. I didn't really know anything
swear to
about
God,
it.
there is nothing like nitrous though. Like when it hits, like
Yeah.
I went a couple races without nitrous because my nitrous broke, realizing, okay, it's the foot switch because I'm waffle stomping the pedal all the time. So anyways, long story short, we get it fixed. And now every time I go make a pass, and as soon as the nitrous hits, I'm literally like, oh shit.
Hang it on.
Yep.
I just treat the shit out of that guy. That was
Yeah.
my favorite statement from that weekend when I was with you guys. You coming back from your run.
Oh my God, I
treat the shit
legit
out of that
did.
guy.
But Michael England killed it when he said, she treated the shit out of him. That was like, we pick on Mike all the time. We're like, that is just so funny.
That's awesome. It was like one of my favorite statements ever.
Yep, that was my first year racing down at Darlington. And the funny story behind that, so we were in the staging lanes and we were doing a test and tune. And so I was like, just kind of sitting there. I got out of the car, stretching, whatever. And the driver was on the driver's side, and he had a buddy that came up, and he's like, oh, you two want to line up? And I was like, nope, I'm good. You know, we're in test and tune. I ended up running a GTR that pass. And so anyways, long story short, eliminations came around, and I ended up drawing this kid. And I was like,
oh,
here we go. I cut an 034 light on a Sportsman tree. I was like, I didn't know it until I got my ticket, obviously. But yeah, I treated the crap out of him.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. I just love it. It's just awesome. I'm not sure where this was, but you can let us know. I've got a clip here of you. That's you and Darla.
That's
I think.
us at BMP.
Yes, that's what I thought. VMP. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is the both of you there.
Now you can tell us apart. So
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it was like you had that whole black hood, but people still couldn't tell the difference. And I'm like,
I have stripes. She does not.
And if it's and the stickers, right?
Yes.
Yes. 28, I believe, is your number, and then
578. Yep.
Darla, you're
226, which is actually
226.
So 225 was my mom's number. 226 is my birthday. And I asked Dan if I could have 226. And the guy that had that number had raced like for 1 year at the very beginning. And he's like, okay, you can have it.
Well, I'm gonna beat a cat.
That's good.
Because of, I was a number away from mom.
Aww.
And my birthday. So now Jeff
That's
can't
good.
forget my birthday because he can remember my race number.
Yeah.
So nobody have any fear. I didn't really beat a cat's ass. I just picked up the spray bottle and
Oh, okay.
Sure.
I swear. So
Whatever.
the cats have not made noise all day, and just because I'm on here and I'm not paying attention to them, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna tear the house apart now." Like,
Oh, of course.
That's what my kids do.
And I'm surprised my dog's behaving himself.
Hence, I put Eli to bed at 8:30. I was like, buddy, I got a podcast at 9.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're going to bed.
How old is Eli now?
He's 9. He has summer camp. He's got to go to camp all summer, but this week it's like this all sports camp. So there's no electronics at all. It's all sports. And then like after lunch, they have a half hour where it's like you have to read, like you have to take a book with you to camp. And the best part is the kids are exhausted at the end of the day. Like 8 hours of games.
Right.
Basketball.
Right.
Baseball, tennis, whatever, all gaga ball, whatever that is. Like they play everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he knew. And he was like, oh, you have your podcast? I was like, yep, with all the ladies.
Oh, that's awesome. What about any interest in the racing or the cars?
Oh, he loves it. He has since the beginning. Like when the one time my parents were at Quaker City on like a test and tune on like a Saturday or something, my mom called me, and I think Eli was like 2 or 3 at the time. she's like, hey, we're going to Quaker if you guys aren't doing anything. And I was like, all right. So Eli and I went, and that was like the first time I met Jeff. And everybody thought Jeff like was their son because he was always with them at the track and everything.
Okay.
And so, you know, Eli is like all excited. Well, the problem was they let me go take the car down the track. And apparently Eli cried because I left him to go take the car down the track. But now he's all about it. He like, yeah, he loves it. He tells his friends, he's like,
that's awesome.
My mom is on, like, there's a video of my mom's race car on YouTube. And
hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori. We miss you.
Love you. But his friends aren't really as impressed as he is with the whole like drag racing. But I don't think there's so many kids that don't understand what it is.
Right.
They don't know what it is. So he's like, my mom's in a magazine, my mom's on YouTube. Like, they don't get it. They don't understand what it is. And that's the thing, like, being there is a totally different situation. Like being it's kind of like if you go to a live concert and it's like maybe you don't like this band, but you go there and you see them live, you love them. Kind of same with drag racing.
Yeah.
Like, you go and you're like, holy crap, this is awesome.
Agree.
Grace's bus driver likes
absolutely.
my Hellcat.
Yeah, I was hooked my first time too. I don't know.
The bus driver does too.
Yeah, that's the only time
Are
Grace
you
has been
feeling
excited about it.
Oh,
yeah.
What'd you say, Tara?
Are you getting glitchy or anything? Do you notice any? No. Like, am I freezing or? Yeah.
No, not glitchy.
No. It's okay. No. Okay. I don't know. I'm getting. But you remember the one show I had? The whole screen went black, and I had to get back in, and then it started to do that again. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
This is like you kind of.
Jen, you still drive your Durango. Well, you still have another car too that you drive.
Yeah, I have the Journey. That's my commuter car.
Yeah.
And
I still have my 392 Durango because I don't want to drive the Hellcat all the time.
Those Durangos are sweet and heavy, aren't they?
The Hellcat people like to steal. So
yes,
I wanted to.
I remember my mom bought a Durango the very first year they came out in 1998. My mom was like, I'm getting this Durango. And I was like, what is this thing? Like, I had a Dakota. Like a 5-speed little Dakota.
They're huge.
Right.
And I was like, what is this thing? And I'm like, she's like, it's built on a Dakota. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh my God, this thing is massive. And I remember one time having it at college and I was trying to back it out of like the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this thing is like a whale. Like I had people on every corner trying to help me back this thing out.
That's hilarious.
And I feel like they're even bigger now.
But it doesn't feel that big because I had a 2018 and it doesn't feel that big anymore. Like they drive nice.
No. Yeah. That Wagoneer is a big beast.
My daily driver has 227,000 miles on it, so I wouldn't know. Like I just driving it.
And that's the BMW, correct?
Yes, I drive a BMW, but it is hold on. It is an M. And I have pedal shifters, sport mode, all that stuff, but it has 227,000 miles on it, and I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've always loved the BMWs.
I can't help it. Jeff was like, really? And I was like, dude.
We just love to give Darla shit about it. That's all.
I know, but I'm like, dude, just trust me. Try this. I drive 100 miles round trip to work every day, so it gets me like 26 miles to the gallon on the highway at 75, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, you can't complain about that, eh? No, that's good. Jessica, I've got something else here I wanted
Jessica's
to show.
commute is walking, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. We do have an SRT8 Magnum, so But that thing, so we put it on E85, and the minute you like step on it a little bit, like you can watch a needle go.
I bet.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh, the fuel right now, it's just isn't it crazy? I mean, here in Canada, I think I was $140 and we're in liters. And my range in the Hellcat was like 388 kilometers, which is like nothing. And all I could do was laugh about it because It's like, it's just unbelievable. And thank God I only go like 15 minutes commute to work, right? I'm really close because it would be brutal if.
But yeah, Tina's right. I think we walk like 40 or 50 feet out.
Right.
Yeah.
You walk.
How many steps to get to that?
So let's see. For today, I've put on 9,589 steps.
Wow.
That's a lot of steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for even being close. Yeah,
I think I did 9. No.
9 steps?
9,000.
That sounds
What? Like, wow. Of course, I've not counted mine ever, but
I haven't
still
either.
Do not think it's 9,000.
Yeah. You know what? I bet it adds up really fast. You know,
Yes.
you realize how many, and if you're going up and down stairs, stuff like that.
And then, so I don't just sit at a desk. I just get up and I move around and I run out and I find John wherever he is, ask him a question if I have a question, whatever. You know, so I'm constantly moving.
Running around. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I'm not sure where this was.
That looked like VMP.
I was just gonna say that. I think that was Virginia.
Yep.
And that was just an amazing weekend for me to see all you guys. And what's your next plan? Like, where are you headed next, Jessica, for your next event, you guys?
So we're gonna go to Kansas. We're going out to Topeka. We're gonna finish the whole series, and then over the winter, obviously, we've got big plans for the car. Put a bit, different motor in it.
Right.
We're definitely going to keep the hog ass cam with it though, because that's his thing. You know what I mean?
Jen.
Every video. I'm sorry. Y'all.
You're back, Jen. Welcome back.
I'm going to remove the videos because we've only told her 15 times, Jen, and she just keeps kicking you off. So I'm just going to remove them off.
No more videos. Yeah, no more.
No more videos.
This picture thing.
All of a sudden, I looked down. Oh crap! We
can do pictures.
I still love you, Tara.
And look at Jen's face. No more videos.
Yes. It's crazy, eh? Well, even I was having glitches here and stuff. I thought, she's gonna crash on me, this whole system. But it's still up and running. So, anyways.
See, that's what I thought earlier. Like every picture was like black, and it had like the circle of death, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, let's put it in gaming mode because now I'm going to steal all the internet from everybody else.
Well, I'm so looking forward to seeing you ladies again. Definitely Detroit. And Darla, I'm so pumped.
I think we'll all be together in Detroit, right? We'll all be there.
Yeah, and I'm going to stay up this time and actually come out.
I will not stay up, so don't.
You did not
make any promises.
Tina's like 9 p.m. going to bed.
I like
Tina's
my sleep.
Like,
sorry.
Tara, don't worry.
I like y'all.
So we just get warmed up at 9?
I love y'all. I'll give you a hug before I go to bed, but I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Darla, when I see you, I'm probably going to hug you for like 10 minutes straight and just not
we
stop.
All are.
Yeah.
I know. It's going to happen. Like, I'll just stand there like this and let all of you guys.
Oh no, your arms better wrap back around me because.
Well, no, they will, and then they'll open up after 10 minutes and go to the next one. And
yes, right.
And this is what I love, like all the women getting along, and it's just so many of them too. I haven't even met, but I can honestly say, like, I love them. Like they're just. It's
not just, and that's the thing is, like, it's this whole big like. So at the beginning of this stuff, like Jess Richards was commenting.
Yeah.
And I think it was last year, she was coming to an event. And she's from Ohio area. And one of our buddies was like, messaged me on the side. And he's like, hey, she's coming to your event. Can you go find her? I think it was Maryland or something, like maybe 2 years ago.
I think it was, yeah.
And he was like, can you just... So she knows somebody. Like she's literally coming on her own. So she knows somebody. And see, she's on it. 2 years ago. And so I went up to her. I figured out where she was in the station lanes, and I went up to her, and she knew immediately. She's like, Tim Wolf sent you, didn't he? And I was like, yes. But I need you to understand, these women are amazing. We are going to compete with each other as soon as that light drops, and we're going to be done right afterwards. Like, we love each other.
Yeah.
Please don't fear any of us. We're all here to support you and cheer you on. Yeah. And, you know, and that's the thing is,
it's actually the opposite of what they would think.
Right. Yeah. You know, we have always been all about the racers. And, you know, like I said, I mean, you know, I took it from Jen 1 year, Jess took it from me last year. And it's like, okay, well, I'm number 2 instead of number 1, whatever. But there's another girl's number 1. So, hey, we got that.
Right. Yeah. And you're happy for her, you know, there's no animosity, there's no bitching, there's no, you know, and you support each other. And that's why it'd be great, you know, to get more women involved. And it's the opposite of what she may have been feeling, which is what I love about all these people. Yeah. And actually we're gonna have Jess on. She's gonna be part of on another episode, part of this drag racing women in drag racing series. So I've talked to Jess, and yeah, she's going to be one of our guests as well. Awesome. Yeah. So we're going to have quite a few. I mean, it's going to span out over time. And I think I've got 3 from Canada.
Yay.
I think it's awesome to
come on the show. So
I think it's great that you have like this whole, like the women in racing, and it's like multiple shows. Like, it's not just like, oh, we have like 1 show or 2 shows. Like, there's multiple shows of us.
Right. And there's a bunch of ladies that are reaching out to us. So we will have everybody on. But as you can see, it's kind of hard to have more than 3.
Yeah, that's just
because even when you have 3 others besides Sarah and I, it's kind of hard for everybody to talk. So you can't really have more than 3 people on at once. So we will have lots of people.
That's about our limit. And and I ended up meeting, you know, women even after we came out with all this in the article and stuff like that. Tammy, that runs with you ladies. Tammy, she'd had back surgery, so she wasn't.
I think she got to meet her earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tammy's another one I've met, and then there's another one I found out about here in Canada, actually further north than I am. And so super excited to get to know her as well. So yeah, I mean, you know, if you're a woman out there and you're listening or watching and you've ever
Ashley Hostetler
wondered what it was like.
Thank you, Ashley. I was getting to mention Ashley. We've got Ashley. We have another West Virginia girl, Stephanie Slaughter. We just have lots. There's just so many we can't even think of them all to name. And we're going to have the Women in Wheels ladies on too. They're really good ladies.
Hey, Jeff.
Speaking of ladies, there's Jeff.
Speaking of ladies.
Donuts.
Jeff, we want to see your dance moves, please.
Yeah.
I'm not drunk.
Jessica, where's John? You got to pull John in here.
So he's in his recliner about ready to start going.
Oh, okay.
Long day.
You know what I did find amusing though in the comments is apparently
there he is.
I'm Girl Dalton.
Yes, I saw that.
What's up, y'all?
I love Girl Dalton comment.
You know what that
And it was Dufresne that said it.
I know.
It was me that said it.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah,
my,
that's awesome.
my man,
Dalton.
Hemi.
Duckhorn. Hemi,
One of my being
And where's Andy? Is Andy allowed to stick, or is he asleep?
I'm not sure where he
Jeff
is.
ran away.
Okay.
Jeff said I'm out.
Yep.
Jeff ran away.
Jeff ran away.
He's got Gran Turismo to get back to. I don't know.
No, I know. You missed
He's
them.
too busy racing.
Well, here, this is what he's doing.
What the hell?
He's racing at night on Gran Turismo.
Nice.
Cool.
Perfect.
I've seen some of his pictures.
Oh yeah, he's got the whole.
Looks pretty
The nice
crazy.
thing is, the race setup is actually the steering wheel and everything, and pedals are adjustable in the seat, so that
That's cool.
Eli can play also, because Eli is shorter than me. Jeff's 6'3", so
Right.
Right.
Gotcha.
Oh
Yeah. How are you, John?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Good.
you're not even wearing your Hemi gnome shirt.
I know,
No,
you're not
I
even
know.
wearing
She's wearing hers. I just got a shower, so I'm wearing my nightshirt.
Oh,
And he doesn't like that Pat just called him a hobbit.
Yeah, Pat called me a hobbit. So
I did see the Hobbit. Well, just buying donuts, so it's all fair. Hold on.
Right.
I didn't put it on the screen.
Yes.
that's
Mine's
such a great
packed
logo,
for
by the
Canada.
way.
It is.
Great-
I
great
love it.
color.
But we also have.
Hi, Scott.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. That's the best.
The back too, man. Oh my gosh.
I like it.
Yes.
Yeah,
With the
that's
trans-
Yeah,
that's
Burles
awesome.
knocked that
best.
one out of the park. I can't take any credit for that. It's just my ugly face on a funny photo that made that from Burles' imagination. So,
Yep.
It's great. It's fantastic logo.
Yeah, I think it's
Perfect.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I'm trying to grow the beard to match, so it's getting there.
It's getting,
It's getting there.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of beard on that.
yeah. That
Yeah.
gnome.
He's got a long ways to go.
I got a long ways to go, but
Yeah.
Well, if he actually brushed it and kept it,
I got time for that.
Oh,
oh,
hey
Michelle.
Michelle, definitely hit me up, message me, and I'll get you one, girl.
Yeah, Michelle is also one we've reached out to be on the series
Yep.
as well.
Oh, yeah,
So
Yes.
yeah, I don't want to leave anybody out. So if anybody's watching and we haven't reached out, like please feel free to reach out to one of us. Like definitely, I don't want to miss anybody or leave anybody out. So
Right.
yeah. Well, ladies, thank you so
Ladies,
much.
I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.
Thank you.
Bye, John.
See you, John. Such a super guy. Yeah, I mean, thanks again for joining us here tonight and spreading the word and all the good feels and really telling it, like it is. And we really appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you guys in
Right?
Detroit.
We'll
Yeah,
all see
I'm
each
so
other in
pumped.
Detroit.
And it's such a wonderful weekend. It's like I'm 20 years old again for the weekend. Like it's awesome. I haven't been able to go the last couple of years with COVID, but
We get to
I'm really
see
looking forward to
Tara and Darla.
I'm gonna
Yes.
start like hydrating now.
Yep.
For the Detroit weekend.
it. Hey, listen, I actually heard this week for hangovers, pickle juice.
Yep.
Nope.
Anybody else heard this?
What,
That
Darla? I love pickle juice.
people are drinking and
I
eating
love
pickles
it.
for hangovers. It's full
Really?
of potassium.
Yep.
I'm gonna-
Salt.
Usually,
For your
I'm gonna tell you
electrolytes.
really.
Yeah, Jen,
really
you'd
quick.
be able to know this.
Really quick, when I was in preschool, we had this like taste test of food, and I was like, oh, and it was like this blind taste test, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna eat carrot, and they gave me like a little tiny pickle, and I tucked it in the side of my mouth, and I held it for like 3 hours until my mom picked me up, and I was like, Mom, put your hand out, and I spit this pickle into her hand.
oh my god.
Pickles
The
are awesome.
smell of pickles to this day makes me nauseous.
Is that
Oh,
right?
gosh.
Oh no, because I've heard it helps with hangovers. People feel better
So
after they
people that
drink.
have
Go to
headaches.
Liquid
too.
IV,
Yep.
lots of it.
Yeah.
Well,
I just
usually you
drink
have a headache when you have
electrolytes.
a hangover. So
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well,
Yeah,
the
but
sugary drinks too. I
Yeah.
find that if I have a different kind of wine or too much sugar in a drink, then
Right.
you get the
Yeah.
headaches, right? Yeah,
Just
but
stick with Fireball.
Yeah.
right, Jen?
And, oh,
Yeah.
hold on.
I have the funniest picture actually.
And your
Yeah.
pet. And
Darla,
I'll
our
get
little
ready.
classy girl tonight.
Yes.
I'm fancy.
Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
there's my Fireball.
There's Jen and her
So
Fireball.
Jen is really like the official ambassador of Fireball
Absolutely.
whiskey.
I'm getting them to sponsor me.
They
You
better.
should. I
I'm
mean,
trying.
you absolutely are. You should just go for it. I mean, I
I'm
can't think of
trying.
a better person actually.
Absolutely.
Right.
And you've got so much proof and all
Yeah.
the pictures and stuff to show them. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, I hope they listen.
Yeah.
But yes, awesome ladies. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
It was good to see your faces.
It's all good to
You
see
too.
you.
Darla,
and
I love you and I miss you.
yeah.
Love you,
Darla.
miss you,
We
girls.
both love you and miss you.
Yes.
I can't wait to see you all
Detroit.
in Detroit. Yes.
Yes.
Thank
We
you.
got like 2 months.
Yeah, we can.
Yes,
do it.
it'll. You know what's the summer? It's gonna fly
You're
by.
killing me, Darla.
Wait, you're going to Ron's house, though, right?
And we'll be at Ron's house.
Okay. all
So
right.
we'll
Yeah.
see you at Ron's house first.
Yeah, so I actually get to see you before then. Yeah.
Yes, because I have a roll cage. I have a cage to pick up.
Yes,
Right.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Dude, I swear to
awesome.
God, you'll never feel so safe in your car as with a cage.
Well, the dad's old one had the cage in the old one, and it was like, this is like a contraption, but I loved it. So yeah.
Yeah, you'll be all snuggled in and safe, which is important.
Oh yeah.
Right. So.
Yep.
Well, good night, ladies. Thank you so much. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. We'll see you guys. Awesome. Well, that was an excellent show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and these amazing ladies for joining us. Just a quick mention for the next show on the 23rd. We have somebody pretty, I think we're really shocked still that she's coming on our show. Right. Her name's Christine Carlson, and it was her husband that did the whole Don't Sweat the Small Stuff series. She just had a movie done about her last year, and Heather Locklear played her part. And I'm just blown away that she is excited to come on our show. So we're super pumped about that. So if you can catch us on the 23rd of June, Thursday, 9:00 Eastern time, we'll be there. And until then, thank you everybody for joining us on another show, and we'll see you next time. Good night. Bye-bye.